Every now and then you meet some really nice people, and I met a really nice guy on Sunday that I got this bicycle from, and he saw me riding around, and he said he sees me riding around all the time, and he had this sitting out in the front yard for sale for about 2 or 3 weeks now, and waved me over, and I talked to him and everything, and he said, I want you to have this thing. I see you riding all the time, and I think you'll get a lot of enjoyment out of it, and if you think 15 bucks is too much, just go ahead and take it. And I said, well, no, I'll give you the money for it. I'll give you $15. And so I ended up with this nice little 12-speed bike from Fuji, believe it or not. And I thought Fuji just made cassette tapes and videotapes. And not that I need another, backup bicycle or spare bicycle, but for $15, you can hardly go on the date anymore these days for 15 bucks, and I figured it'd be money well spent, and something I can just kind of play around with and have a little bit of fun with. But this guy is actually a 12-speed, which I haven't really seen before. Most bikes I've seen are 10-speed, 15, 21, something like that. But it seems to have never been ridden a whole lot. It's probably one of these bikes that somebody bought and rode for 10 minutes and put it back in the garage. You can tell by how clean those gears are on the rear cassette there, how there's no debris in there whatsoever. And of course it's very dry, needs a lot of lubrication. Chain's not that worn though. And I think you can agree it has the original tires. They're starting to decay. I've never seen rubber do that. The one on the front is actually worse. I've never seen this before, where it's just kind of blistering up. But judging by the components, it's not that bad of a bike actually. It's got Sun Tourer components. So the front crank looks to be, the camera won't focus, a 52 tooth cog. And let's go back over here, 170 millimeter. And of course the Fuji derailleur, or Sun Tourer derailleur, which seems to be in good shape. Cables are going to need some lubrication. In fact, I might just go ahead and replace the cables. And crank is actually aluminum, which is a little unusual for a bike this old. And it even has an earlier form of toe straps, which I haven't seen before on bikes this old. It's like it's made by Christophe, which I've never heard of. So this bike, I mean, it's not anything special. It's probably something that somebody bought at Sears maybe, or something like that. I mean, it might be a mid-tier bike, middle-of-the-road bike, so I don't know that I would put a whole lot of money into it, but it might be worth putting some money in it just to get it going again, just to have as a backup. It's called a Gran Tourer. Put some new tires on there, lube the chain up, put some new cables in it, and here's the front. Kind of an interesting looking symbol. And of course I gotta fix the handlebars. I think the alignment is just a little off, which might be why it was kind of hard to ride home. Plus the gear selectors hardly move. But you might notice some similarities to this bike and the mountain bike I'm working on, especially with the gearing. The 52 tooth and the 170 arm length is almost precisely what I have on my favorite bike, the one I ride all the time, or I used to before it just kind of self-busticated on me a few weeks ago, unfortunately. But looking at the crankset that's on it, it was the Campagnolo race triple, which I think I've shown you guys before. And It's also got the 52 tooth cog. And if you look right back in there, 175 millimeter. So I spec'd out a little bit longer arm length to not only give me the same gear ratios that you would find on a standard road bike, but also a longer arm length to give me that much more torque when going uphill and just when you need the extra power when you need it. And of course, 3 cogs instead of 2, and then 7 back here on the rear cassette. So I guess I got 3 bikes now. It's like I'm getting into the habit of getting classic bikes. This one's 1974, which I've showed you guys before, and 74 Schwinn actually, as you can see there. And you can tell it's older because it has the an actual steel gears all the way around. And this bike has aluminum crankset, and it looks like maybe this bike might be from mid to late 70s. I don't know a whole lot about Fujis. Maybe somebody viewing this would know something about Fuji bikes, but it'd be kind of nice to know what year this is. So just wanted to share with you guys a little bit the latest acquisition. And I'll be hopefully making a video of the repair of this Cannondale M700 really soon, maybe next weekend. The parts I hope will get here sometime in the middle of next week. And what's holding everything up are the jockey gears back here on the rear derailleur. A lot of people don't actually replace these, but I want to get the entire drivetrain going like brand new. And the bike shop actually said they don't make these gears anymore, so they're having to get equivalent gears from Shimano, which Shimano said they would work, but they're not the exact Dior XT gears that were on their website. So he's going to take those off the website and send me ones that quote-unquote should work. And hopefully when they come, they actually will work, and I can go ahead and get my favorite bike back on the road again. Because although it's nice to have some auxiliary bikes or backup bikes or spare bikes, they weigh a ton. And I mean, if you just look at the back seat of this thing, it probably, the back seat alone probably weighs just as much as some of these newer carbon fiber bikes that people spend thousands of dollars on. So I'm getting the exercise I want, just not really able to ride as fast as I usually like to ride because it takes a lot of strength to haul that thing around. It's so heavy. But anyway, hopefully I'll be making a video about this bike here pretty soon and have it in running condition.